What's going on, everyone? Thanks for watching. I just wanted to give y'all a little video, 10-15 minutes of your time. I wanted to review a product that's been around. I'd seen it here and there, and I've been to the range with my friends over the years, and we've got our little loaders here. We've done it by our fingers, and I don't know if it's our pride and I could do it and I'm tough enough or whatever. It's just old school. Sometimes it's just part of sitting around, hanging out with friends, whatever reason. All my time, I've never actually seen any of my friends pull one of these out. This is the ETS speedloader. You saw that in the caption and the title, and that's why you're here. We know they've been out. I don't know about other companies that make them. I've seen their ads. Facebook likes targeting. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to pull a trigger because my mind said, if it makes my life easier at the right price, it's worth doing. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about where its advantages and disadvantages are going to be. I've had people that I've talked to in person be like, well, it's not really good for at the home for defense. Let's kind of agree to disagree. In a moment of duress, needing to load any magazine, regardless of this, or by hand, is always is always at a disadvantage. If you're not ready, if you don't have backup magazines ready to go, you're already at a disadvantage, right? But if you find yourself in the situation to need to load a magazine, every second counts, right? So if you find yourself able to hear someone attempting to break in, you could call the cops, right? You could sound an alarm. You could do everything you could to at least start to deter them and buy you time. You could lock your door. You could run to a bathroom, lock double doors. You could buy yourself the time needed to load one more magazine. You could have had several people coming into your home, and you could have, really just unloaded your entire mags that you had, 2, 3 mags, 5 mags, whatever, and you couldn't need more. Whatever you do in your life is up to you, and whatever your business you get into, however you put yourself in certain jeopardies. And then it kind of jumps to, if you need 3, 4, 5 mags ready, maybe you need a different fire, maybe you need a different life. But if you find yourself in a situation where in your home, 35 rounds isn't enough or whatever, maybe assess a different item that you pick up to defend yourself and or your family. But we are talking about a speed loader for a pistol for this firearm. So internet trolls, where you can come out and argue, there's never not enough rounds. It's not, at some point, that's not an argument. The argument is, what's more efficient, picking up something with 30 rounds already in it? It's not, having 2 of those, or this and that. The idea is, if you had to do it and this is what you could get to, is this going to do the job? So from a home defense side, I see positives in this if it's handy. Let's go to the regular world for a minute, as far as just going to the range, getting ready with your friends. We all know loading this by hand sucks. It sucks for multiple reasons. It takes time away from shooting. That's not fun. Eats up your fingers a little bit. It's a pain in the ass. We all know. So those are your 2 real drawbacks. And then honestly, as you load more, it gets harder to do. So as you get a little maybe older or just injuries, whatever, doing things that are hard on the body suck. Turning 30 sucked, much less 36. And then little things that make my life a little easier is why I'm doing this video. I recently picked up a Canik MC9 LS. There is no mag in it. It's cleared. I cleared before the video. I know some people are like, you're not showing us that it's cleared. You're not practicing gun safety. I'm practicing gun safety in my home, and I'm making the video for you. With that being said, you will see I have the Osight S on here and the Olight Balder S with the blue light laser. I haven't really had time to dial this in yet. I just got it yesterday or day before. We'll see if saving the $150 from the Hollow Sun is better. As a friend of mine said, is $150 worth your life? Nope. If this doesn't hold 0, repetitively, it's not going to stay on there. And then the light, I don't really need a light that bad. I have lights in my house, and everyone can argue the reason to have a tactile light. In the dark, light is light. Light will help you. The blue light laser, I just kind of like the way how it was actually really easy to pick up in the dark. But again, I'll get to reviewing those things later. But this is the firearm. Canik offers a 17+1 magazine and firearm package. So let's talk about loading. So my daily carries are Hornady Critical Defense. I get told carry the duties, this and that. They're all very different, but I'm not gonna get into science on the bullets. I'm not a I'm not a complete expert, but I do understand like some of the differences in grain size, and for what I foresee myself in any potential need, I don't see one advantage over the other of like critical duty versus critical defense. Some people say that critical duty penetrates items better, maybe like a door panel. If I'm close enough that I need to, I mean, I could see the argument, but this is still going to go through things. It is a little bit faster round. It's a little bit lighter grain. It's 115, I believe. But that's not what this video is for either. So, you know, light me up all you want. If I'm wrong, whatever, I'm wrong. Based on the research I've done as to why I've carried these for a long time, that's why. Whatever. So again, loading this by hand. I'm not going to sit here for this video and load this by hand. We all know it sucks. But I do want to clarify, though, that if that's what you got, it's what you got, and you'd make the best of what you got. But this is the interesting one. It does make life easy. It's very simple. You see the pin in there, pushes down where your bullets rest as this on the spring load, and it's really simple. The drawbacks to it are, it does still take time, but it's roughly about 10 seconds after 6 minutes into this video. So I'm just going to start loading it pretty casually. But you have to lift it up, you have to make room, you have to pull them down, then you have to pull it up to slide the other bullet back because they don't automatically slide back. And someone's probably telling me I'm doing this wrong, but I mean, obviously it's loading and working, so how wrong could it possibly be? And again, whatever, it's the internet, who cares? It's not my first day around here. But it's doing its job just fine. And I'm not rushing to get through this. I'm just sitting here doing it, trying to keep it efficient though, for the sake of being efficient, because I could just sit here and take forever and not get it done. But the idea is to show how efficient this is. So, you know, it's 17 rounds and we're going all the way through it. And we're down to our last two. And you can even feel it on these, you know, that spring's getting harder. It's obviously much easier to press it down with this, but so just about 50 seconds and we've loaded everything here. Not bad. 50 seconds, not going to end my life in a particular moment. As far as like, I'm not going to drop dead of just doing that. It's not that hard. And also at the range, like, hey, my buddy could be shooting, I could be prepping, we could be just chit chatting. Like it's not that bad. These are fine. And there's a lot of people that buy just for home defense. They may never shoot their gun in their life. I don't agree with it, but they may buy a gun. They may say, that's great, it goes by my bed, and they may never need it. It's a shame that they won't shoot it because they won't know what the hell they're doing. But this may be all they ever needed. Load it and forget it. Don't agree, but I've heard people say it. I know people like that, and it drives me nuts. Let's talk the ETS. So like I said, we saw the drawback. It's about a minute to load this, about 50 seconds casually, so not under duress. But, you know, it's not the end of the world to load it with that speed loader. So it's really the only drawback, is that it still is sort of time consuming. But in the positive, it's also a compact little package. And they're cheap. These are cheap. I think you need these for like 10 bucks or less. Probably even $3-4 if you really want to go overseas and order by bulk. With that being said, you probably 3D print your own. There's all types of answers. I can make my own. All right, go ahead, make your own. Don't care. Let's talk the ETS though. Cool package as far as how it's set up. From, again, a home defense concept is if you could buy yourself some time, the idea of being able to rack even just 10 quick rounds, throw them in, is that 30 seconds difference or 40 seconds difference between actually grabbing, loading, and doing it. I mean, that can be very life-changing. Someone's not going to sit there and wait for you to get ready to fight them. So if you can save 30 seconds, there's your advantage. From my ownership, two disadvantages are keeping this handy. So now I might be going from spending $30 to have one for like a gear bag to go shooting, to having one in the safe or right by the bed or wherever I'm keeping these extra magazines and rounds. So now I have to keep it handy, right? So that's the only way it has advantage, that it's also right there. And again, I was saying earlier, just keep extra mags. But I could have had an off day, could have forgot we went to the range and didn't load an extra mag, and then life happens, right? We'll see. With that being said, this is a 17 round magazine. The current ETS is good for about 10, maybe 11 rounds once they pocket. Not still a complete disadvantage, because that still has allowed me to get 10 rounds in and out and back down that hallway if I need to. But if I want to just load my 17 rounds, I have to go in for another rack, and you're going to see that. Maybe the guys at ETS will see this and make one for larger mags. I might have to beef it up a little bit on the back end. Who knows? I think that would be really great. Now, at that point, putting one in a drawer by my bedside all day, I wouldn't find any problem spending another 30 bucks. That's a good thing. I was just on their site. I wasn't browsing very hard if they made an extended one. But I did see they pop up. It's $30 for, I think, their red one now. And immediately, if you've never been there, they have a 10% coupon code. So you're already saving like $3. So if you want a deal, there's your deal. There's their coupon code, is on their website. It's not through me. But the mechanics are very simple. It tells you what size they are. That I saw one video that said that's their differentiating factor than them and the knockoffs. So they put your caliber range that's allowed on that particular item, because they make it for all different kinds, all the ones that are available. That's theirs plus their logo. I haven't bought others to know if that was true or not. If others aren't doing it, couldn't tell you. They do make it kind of dummy proof, as long as you're a little bit able to read. They put your bullet facing a certain way, so if you can't figure out that you can't load a single bullet on this side, which way your magazine needs to face. So you'll put the magazine in here, it'll click in, and there you go. I already have realized something though. This, though clicks in, does not lock in. So with the pressure it takes to load a magazine, if you do not hold this down or against you, it's going to shove it out, and you're just going to put bullets all over the floor, which now really defeats your efficiency purposes. So hopefully if you do it one time, you'll learn, and you won't do it twice, and you'll go, oh, that's what he was talking about. At a sitting position like this, I don't really have enough of the proper force to get it started. I can tell you that because that's just how the mechanics work. I understand the stiffness of this. If I was standing, I could put more leverage on it. I think honestly, I'm going to see myself loading it, and then just, that makes the most sense. But let's get into it. Like I said, the mechanics are simple. Like I was saying, it only holds about 10 rounds. At the very top, that's how much room you have. I shouldn't have worn a black shirt, but you can see. So that has to push it in. So what we're going to do here is, we already have this one loaded. I'm just going to show you how fast 10 rounds goes. And then we'll do the 17 total, but I just want you to see that. So you're just going to come in here, and you're going to get it to the rack. You're going to go ahead and throw that on there. Come around here. That's it, 10 rounds. You want to get that other 7 out? Great. That's it. What, 5 seconds maybe? All 17 rounds. For quick loading at home, it's definitely worth having. Again, we've already talked about, be prepared. If you can't be prepared, saving time is going to be everything. That is worth doing. But as you saw, I had to go back and rack another 7. So hopefully ETS maybe comes out with a longer one. If they don't, just keep extra mags. But at the range, it saves me enough time where I can go back to enjoying my shoot, and I don't have to beat up my hands for it, and I don't have to sit here and constantly plunge these down. Hopefully that helps for you. I'll put a link down below. Like I said, once you go to their website, if you've never bought from them before, they offer a discount currently. I think it's 10%. Saves you a few bucks. I think for what you're spending, this makes your life easier in this particular genre. This doesn't make it harder. It is an extra thing to carry. So what? It's not that big of a space eater. I think at this price point, I think they were 70, 80 bucks. I'd laugh. I'd be like, forget it. Just keep doing it this way, because the time difference in my regular day-to-day is not. So that's why I'm doing this review again, is just so you see as a regular consumer, is it worth it? So I would give it, in this sitting calm moment, yeah, this would be worth it. I think price point is right where it needs to be for its value. I mean, it could be less. We could all like it less, but you know what? It's not crazy. So hopefully y'all like that. Hopefully, you want to watch more things that I review or go over, and, just be safe, have fun, do the right thing, be a good person. All right, internet trolls, do your thing, I guess. Someone's going to critique something, so we'll see you out there.